Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Caleb Garrett with me. Hey, Caleb.
Hey Jeff, how's it going?
It's going excellent. Excellent to see you again.
Yes.
This is a very cool and unusual thing for me, which is this podcast is coming out right after your interview podcast in the podcast feed for Discover Indie Film. But what people are about to find out is we had a time limit when you came over to record your interview, and I had forgotten that. My bad. And we were having such a, honestly, just a sincerely fun conversation and a great talk about you and your work that you looked at your watch and said, you did not curse, so I won't curse either, but I gotta go. I gotta go to work. Oh, you had a production meeting, right?
Yes. It ended up butting right up against it, and I felt so awful. But I thank you so much for allowing me to kind of make up having to dip early to be able to do this. This is great.
It's no worries at all. And like I said, that's one thing where we're recording things a couple weeks ahead of time so that I can disappear into Sherman Oaks Film Festival world and
Yes.
not think in fact, this will be the last recording I do that's podcast related, maybe till after the festival in December.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
dang.
Of course, this is coming out. I think, wait, I should be able to tell you when this is coming out, but I don't know. But I will just wait, I have it right here. So I will say this should come out right around Thanksgiving.
Oh, great. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, we could. Yeah, I think it'll be actually your this four questions episode comes out on my what would have been my dad's 80 no 92nd birthday.
Whoa, that's special.
Yeah, November
Dang.
24th. I believe this is coming out November 24th.
Oh, I love that. Well, happy birthday to him. That's
There you
awesome.
go. If you throw a Jerry Lewis movie into your list, no, I'm just kidding. So
Oh,
anyway,
sorry. Sorry.
no one has Jerry Lewis in their list. But that was my dad's favorite guy, and like
Oh.
honestly, he was the Jim Carrey of that time, right?
Yeah. Really funny. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, people should listen to the podcast before this one to learn all about you, and they should check the clickable links in the show notes to find out even more about you and your everything, your your film Lonesome Town and everything. So which oh wait, I always name the awards. You took home the Grand Jury Award for Best Short Film Experimental Arthouse for Lonesome Town, as well as three Filmmakers Awards for Outstanding Director, Outstanding Writing, and Outstanding Cinematography. And you happen to do all three of those things for Lonesome Town.
I had to wear a lot of hats. I had to wear a lot
Yeah.
of hats.
So now you got an award on each hat.
There you go.
And
That's
and
awesome.
and this podcast will be a four questions podcast, which
All
means
right.
you'll be answering name three films that you love. Name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and name a lesser known film for people to seek out. And I'm looking forward to it. I know you're a bit of a cinephile.
I do love movies. I do love movies. Luckily, didn't have to dig too deep. There were a lot of films that I think coming off of Halloween, I watched a lot of horror movies. I rewatched a lot of horror movies. So that kind of painted my some of my answers here, just because it was on the brain. So yeah, I'm not only into darker movies. I love all movies, but these answers I think are influenced definitely by Halloween.
That's excellent. And by the way, horror is how underrepresented it most of the time. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right.
All right.
Go ahead. You want to name them?
Okay, so for my three movies that I love, I put Mulholland Drive because I love David Lynch. He is maybe my favorite filmmaker and just kind of art person. I've watched his documentary. I read his memoir. He's just such an inspiration. And that movie, it was hard to pick. I love a lot of his movies. Blue Velvet was the first one I saw that really kind of affected me. I even love The Straight Story, which I think is one that a lot of people overlook in his catalog because it's the least in his style, I think. Inland Empire is kind of a tough watch, even though I do love his movies. So I had to land on Mulholland Drive because that is the most, it's the closest to what I love, which is mystery, noir, kind of answering questions as you go. Then my second pick was Cure, which I think is 1995. It's a Kiyoshi Kurosawa movie who I think just came out with another movie recently, but it like is a Japanese thriller, kind of like Seven, that kind of scared me when I first watched it. Like I remember it's the last movie I watched where when I finished watching it, I had to check all my doors and windows to make sure they were locked, or I was like, oh gosh, oh gosh. And then finally, out of my top three favorites, I put The Long Goodbye, because I love the book that it's based on, the Raymond Chandler novel. Love Philip Marlowe as a character, and it is just put to screen beautifully in that film adaptation. So yeah, definitely a lot of mystery in my top three.
And fun choices. Lord knows, I gotta. I haven't seen Cure, so I've got to see that.
Highly recommend.
And the longa, I love it because you got 70s represented. You got, and I mean, I'm a huge David Lynch fan, so
Yeah, and he's
I
the best.
I am certainly with you. And actually, I really want to watch Mulholland Drive again because honestly, I haven't seen it in forever.
It is such a good rewatch. Like I rewatched it with some of my family lately who had not seen it, and I was like, let me. I feel like this one is maybe not the most accessible, or yeah, I think it's pretty accessible, and it's also just so much his style. It's about LA. Like it was just the perfect movie to show people, and they loved. My family who's like not cinephiles in that way. They don't love movies, I think, to that extent. They loved the movie. So if you're trying to show your family David Lynch, maybe try Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, I haven't even gone there, but I get you. I get you. I know.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. All right, well, question number two is a film you feel is underrated.
Okay, a film I feel is underrated. I only watched it for the first time this year, and I was surprised I hadn't really heard of it before. I was looking specifically for scary movies that were inspired by H.P. Lovecraft stories, and so I found the John Carpenter movie In the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill. That movie is great. It is shockingly scary for a movie that is, I think, so reliant on the special effects, from all of his movies, like The Thing, and a lot of the body horror of those movies. It translates really well to this Lovecraftian horror film that is just also very confusing, but in a way that makes you feel much like the main character, kind of insane. Yeah, really a great watch, and I watched it with my girlfriend, neither of us knowing anything about it. Went in blind, and it was pleasant. I really loved it.
It's such a good movie. God, that's such a good movie.
Yeah,
I had a really hardcore John Carpenter phase in college and after, and that I believe that might have come out when I was in college.
he's the best. I mean, I
What
think
year?
it's
He
94.
is so good. Oh, that was nice. I was out of college in '94,
Yeah.
but They Live came out when I was in college.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he is just a master. John Carpenter is really just one of those guys that is an artist on top of just being a filmmaker. Like he just has that artist lifestyle, which is so cool.
He really does. He really no. I mean, yeah, people should do deep dives on all this, but I love that you said In the Mouth of Madness because that one might get overlooked.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel
Heck,
like he
honestly, every time people mention The Thing, I'm like, The Thing is great,
it is great.
but I think he's got five other films that I would put ahead of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely somebody you should take a deep dive on if you haven't watched a lot of John Carpenter movies. Highly recommend.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Even I'll have to mention Starman. Starman,
I
not
I
even
like
horror.
Starman. It's why am I forgetting his name? Qui-Gon Jinn. Uh oh no, I'm thinking Darkman. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking
Oh, you're thinking
Darkman.
Darkman. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Darkman was another.
No, I like Starman too
But
though.
either way, I got to mention he wasn't a one-trick pony.
No, no,
Mr.
no, no. He can hit it
Carpenter
all.
covered lots of genres.
Horror probably the best. I will say horror
He's a
probably the
master of
best.
horror, but
Yep.
not limited to it.
No, no.
All right. A film you feel is overrated.
Okay, this is one that I think is colored by a lot of recent social media hype around this film. I had heard about this film not from any recommendation, but really just being having it peddled to me again and again and again, through like film channels on YouTube and on Instagram, and just pushing, you need to see this movie, one of the scariest movies, like so ahead of its time. And I'm talking about the 1980s movie Possession, with also the wonderful Sam Neill. And I just thought for all of the buzz and all the hype that I heard about this movie, I thought it was going to be incredible. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for like an Exorcist level, Rosemary's Baby level horror that is just like transcends the period in which it was made. And honestly, I felt pretty disappointed throughout the whole thing. I love horror and I love like movies that just are confusing. I mean, for even from a lot of the movies that are on my list, like I felt like this was totally up my alley. And in watching it, it was just a lot of Sam Neill and the other characters just writhing and just telegraphing all this pain that they're in and not a lot of story, I thought. So that's why Possession to me is overrated. I don't know if I would recommend it unless you really love that kind of movie. So
Interesting. Well, hey, I haven't seen it. I do
okay,
remember
well,
it from
yeah.
ages ago, but I love that. By the way, like, isn't I'm just gonna have to like refer to Sam Neill as a global treasure. Like,
He's so great.
he's
Everything
so
he's in, he's
great,
so good.
and he's gotten so. I just have to mention Hunt for the Wilder People because I
Oh,
feel
I
like
haven't seen
he's.
that one.
Oh, oh, you got to see it.
Hunt for the Wilder People. I'm
It's a
adding it to
Taika
my.
Waititi film from New Zealand, shot in New
Oh.
Zealand, and Sam Neill, as usual, is just unbelievable. Like he's just unbelievable.
He can disappear into a role. As much as I didn't like Possession, I think he was the best part of it. Like I feel like the other two actors are great. The other two kind of main actors are also pretty good. But I think Sam Neill just you can tell he was the one that was going to go on to be a household name because he brought such a heavyweight performance to what I thought was otherwise a lackluster movie. But yeah.
For sure. All right, excellent. Well, there's only one question remaining, a lesser known film for people to seek out.
Yes, I this was the hardest one for me. I really was looking for movies that I love and that I thought didn't get enough attention. And I had to dig through the memory banks and I had to go back to last Halloween when I watched another horror movie, which I like horror, not my only favorite genre. I will again say that. But I watched this movie that came out in 2020 that was totally overlooked. I really did not see anything about it. I had to go looking for it, called The Empty Man. And I think it was the first feature of this director, David Pryor. And it is such a interesting watch. It is the title really made me almost not watch it because it sounds like The Smiling Man. It sounds like Candyman. Like you're gonna get some kind of a you know that type of horror creature-led film, but it really is not that. It kind of starts with a little hint of that and then leads into this kind of grand mystery that this main character spends just like all of these agonizing turns and twists that he is just berated with in the film, trying to solve. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought that this movie deserved a lot more attention, and I have been waiting to see what he makes next. I think it was a shame it came out in 2020. I think that has a lot to do with why people didn't see it. I think if this had hit if this had hit theaters, I think this would have been a huge hit for people. But yeah, it ends up being kind of a one I don't see on a lot of lists. And it's also, I think, an example of a feature that almost has a short film at the front of it. The movie starts in one way, and you think we're following this direction, and then it peels you into a different direction, and it does so um, I think jarringly, but in a way that helps reinforce the horror and the confusion and the insanity. Um, where in a movie like Possession, I think they maybe didn't do it the right way. I think The Empty Man does it the right way. So highly recommend The Empty Man, David Pryor, 2020, as my lesser known film.
Excellent. And I'll ask the question I've got to ask everyone when they recommend a film like that. In the horror genre, there's so much variety, and I just have to ask for our college freshman daughter who only watches horror.
Ooh,
What's our jump scare level?
jump scare level.
Because when I make her sit down and watch one of the intellectual, slow creep horror films, she pulls out her phone.
Oh no. I
But when
think
there's jump scares, the phone stays off.
oh, okay. Oh, it's pretty low. I think there are a couple
Yeah.
jump scares, especially in the beginning. I think the beginning 15 minutes are a hook. They are a great hook that even if you're looking kind of for that level of engagement, that's the perfect way to get in the door. And then, but on the back half of the movie, the other hour and a half, um, it does slow down a little bit, gets more into the mystery genre, a little bit more investigating, along with the horror. But yeah, I
I,
think
was,
overall pretty low.
I still might make her watch it based upon that recommendation. Because
Yeah.
honestly, like when she came home from a slumber party at age 12 and said, "From now on, I'm only watching horror," because they'd like watched 4 or 5 horror movies all night.
Right.
Uh, we kept watching all this stuff, and I looked at her and go, "Okay, you've seen so many demonic. We've watched so much demonic possession now. This Friday night, we're watching The Exorcist." And believe it or not, she hung with it. And like The Exorcist, right? Act one, it could be a movie about archaeology.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts pretty slow. I mean, that I think that's William Friedkin, like that's kind of I watched The French Connection recently, like his stuff can start slow, but like The Exorcist, like French Connection, once you get into that second, third act, things are moving. We are at breakneck speed, things are happening. So yeah, I think definitely this movie in that same way. I think it starts off more like a movie like The Descent where it's like people in an unfamiliar territory, you know, confronting this thing, this horror, and then leads more into a slower investigative movie, kind of like The Long Goodbye, which
Oh,
is one of my other
nice.
movies. But
That's
yeah,
true. You have a little bit of love for the crime noir vibe.
yes, oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
LA Confidential, oh my gosh, incredible.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Yeah,
Excellent. All right. Well, that's an excellent list.
thank you so
And
much.
let's wrap it up. I will thank you again, Caleb, for doing it.
Thanks for
And
having me. This was awesome.
yeah, and thank you everyone for listening. Again, there are clickable links in the show notes for you to learn all about Caleb Garrett and his film Lonesome Town, which I'm pretty sure in the interview podcast I mentioned was near and dear to everyone on our jury, especially because you allowed us to use it for Q&A moderator testing.
Which was awesome. I feel like it made it like
Seen it
I mean
so
that's
many
why
times.
yeah, I want people to see it. So let everyone see
Yeah,
it.
right? You want people to see it. And it was just fun for me. God, what's funny is I wonder, no, I didn't record those. It would have been so funny for you to like just any day if you had a bad day, you could have fired off an email and said, "Jeff, can I see one of those videos where everyone talks about how great my film is?" It was like people are fighting over it.
Oh, yes, love that.
All right, so everybody, click the links in the show notes that'll take you to Caleb's world and his film and everything. And then let me wrap it up by thanking everyone for listening to the Discover Indie Film podcast. If you want to learn more about it on social media, it's at DIFWins. If you want to go to the website, that's discoverindiefilm.com. If you go to discoverindiefilm.org, that is the nonprofit that runs Film Invasion Los Angeles, which I probably didn't even mention. I said you won awards. I don't know if I mentioned the festival. So, Film Invasion Los Angeles is one of the 2 festivals run by the Discover Indie Film Foundation. You can get to it through discoverindiefilm.org or its own website, filminvasionla.com. I'm saying it too fast. And its sister festival is the Sherman Oaks Film Festival. And you can get to that from discoverindiefilm.org or its own website, shermanoaksff.com. And finally, those 2 sister festivals get their cousin next year, January 16th and 17th of 2026, Film Invasion Lima in Peru. So, fun stuff.
That's
And
awesome.
Caleb, thank you again.
Yes, thank you for having me. This was great.
And thank you everyone for listening.